The Wonders of Medicine, Unit 3, Drug Development Approval. How much do you know about clinical trials? For example, do you know how long it takes for a new drug to be approved? Once a new compound has been identified in a laboratory, it undergoes a lengthy process before it can be marketed for public use. The entire drug development process can be summarized as follows: clinical testing, investigation of new drug application, IND, clinical trials, new drug application, NDA, and approval. During preclinical testing, a pharmaceutical company conducts laboratory and animal studies to test the effectiveness of the compound against the targeted disease. Preclinical testing also determines the safety of the new compound and studies the physical and chemical characteristics of the new drug substance. These tests take about 3.5 years. After preclinical testing, the company files an IND application with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA), a permission to begin human testing. Without objections, tests begin within 30 days. Clinical testing starts with phase 1 studies on 20 to 80 healthy subjects. The safe dosage range and how a drug is absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and excreted by the body and determined. These tests take about a year. In phase 2, the potential drug is first tested on 100 to 300 patients suffering from the targeted disease. This takes about 2 years. If a new drug looks promising, phase 3 with 1,000 to 3,000 patients is started. It tests the therapeutic outcome of the new treatment compared to conventional methods. These human clinical trials are subject to strict review and approval by institutional ethics committees. This phase lasts about 3 years. Ultimately, only about one new drug ever emerged from some 10,000 newly synthesized substances. After the clinical trials have been completed, the company analyzes all of the data, and if the data is positive, files an NDA with the FDA. In 1997, the average NDA review time for new substances approval was 20 to 16.2 months. After this approval, physicians are then free to prescribe the new medicine. The drug manufacturer must continue to submit periodic reports to the FDA. They include the appropriate quality control records and information on any cases of adverse reactions. For some medicines, the FDA requires follow-up trials to evaluate long-term effects. Developing safe and effective new medicines is a long and expensive process. The 11 to 13 years it takes on average from laboratory to pharmacy is very long for people suffering from terminal diseases. In recent years, this has led to greater pressure by patients who know they cannot wait for treatment. For these patients, speeding up the lengthy process is indeed a matter of life and death.